Kali ini kita akan bincangkan Ikigai. Ikigai ni
creative endeavors like reading, writing, film. Now you may think that these are things to have and develop your skills so that you can eventually become great at them. Leaning into this will allow you to make a difference in some way and have an impact. And the fourth component, find a way to your happiness, the freedom to do one individual is very specific to that and what the more about. You can asking yourself these four precise questions. Good at
that we are doing. Kita mesti suka apa benda yang kita buat. I think that orang. Hai, Assalamualaikum, salam sejahtera, ni hao dan vanakkam. Alhamdulillah kita berjumpa lagi dalam sesi Boon Reflectionseries. We reflect, we don't react. Pada kali ini kita akan bincangkan Ikigai. Ikigai ni merupakan I think happiness. Mencari satu tujuan hidup memberikan kita kebahagiaan. So terus kita saksikan kalau dah tengok yang sesi sebelum ni, kita bincangkan pada saya what is not the true purpose of life from Sadhguru point of view. Now kita tengok from that's probably Indian, and kita tengok Japanese what they have to say on that. So I'll give my comments. It's quite interesting, but whether that is really the true quote unquote the true purpose of life, we'll go from here.
Okinawa has been said to have the largest number of centenarians in the world, or people over the age of 100, with the majority of the population retiring extremely late and continuing to have a deeply purpose-filled life. In 2010, author Dan Buettner released a book titled The Blue Zones, in which he studied areas of the world that are home to the longest living residents, including Okinawa. He mentioned that the Okinawan population do not have the desire to retire and continue to do their jobs as long as they remain healthy because of a concept called IKIGAI, which loosely translates to reason for being. The word Ikigai.
Okay, Ikigai tadi reason for being. Sorry, and dia cakap orang Jepun antara negara punya penduduk yang hidup lama, lebih daripada 100 tahun, yang ramai. The only problem now, they have a demographic problem where the young people tak kahwin ataupun tak beranak, and I think by 2030 or 2050s dia punya population akan drop by at least 40 million, from 120 to 80 million, yeah? And they will continue to have that problem. Macam mana the younger generation nak support the older, the centenarian, orang yang tua dekat sana, and many of them have basically died alone, and some dia terpaksa mencuri just to be jail, so dia boleh hidup, boleh sustain dia punya. So that in itself is quite troublesome.
Usually refers to the mental and spiritual circumstances under which individuals feel that their lives are valuable. It's not linked to financial status, so even if a person feels that their present is dark but has a goal in mind, they may feel ikigai. This is where this becomes so powerful. That's why today I'm going to introduce you to an age-old formula and illustrate how 4 distinct components of your life can overlap and lead you to the sweet spot at the center, which is your ikigai. Before we get started, I've been doing a lot of thinking, and I've realized that my source of ikigai comes if you hit that like button and if you subscribe to the channel for more videos like this every single week. Alright, let's get started. The first component is what you love. This is that feeling in your gut about the things that you truly enjoy doing and can enter into a state of flow with. For a lot of people, this tends to be artistic or creative endeavors like reading, writing, filmmaking, etc. But it's certainly not limited to that. The second component is what you are good at. Now you may think that these are things that you need to have a natural talent or gift at, but I choose to think of it as things that you can work at and develop your skills so that you can eventually become great at them. The third component is what the world needs. Something the world needs means that you can provide value through whatever you're doing. It means that there is a demand for your talent or service. Leaning into this will allow you to make a difference in some way and have an impact. And the fourth component is what you can get paid for. Let's be real, if there's anything that you're pursuing and want to exclusively continue doing that, you have to find a way to make it financially sustainable. By doing that, you check off a major component to your happiness, which is the freedom to do what you want without worrying about how you're going to make ends meet. So how does all of this lead you to Ikigai? Well, each individual's Ikigai is very specific to that person and their own values and desires. To discover your Ikigai, you need to identify what the map to your happiness is and gain awareness of the current status of your life. I decided to put this to the test by listing out items that fell into 4 buckets. You can do this too by asking yourself these 4 precise questions. First, what do you love and are good at? That is your passion. If you find yourself stuck here, you need to learn to promote yourself better and find a way to market yourself and monetize your passion.
Oh, I think you guys got that points. Basically, there are 4 components. Ada 4 elemen yang untuk kita achieve, kita dapat ikigai. First one is we must love whatever that we are doing. Kita mesti suka apa benda yang kita buat. I think that is super important and also super true. If possible, kita buat apa. Memang ramai mungkin orang daripada dalam dunia ni banyak komplain, yang setiap kali kita jumpa dia asyik nak resign. Memang dia tak suka, but they have to do it for some reason. I.e. mungkin tanggungjawab, they have to do it, but they don't enjoy whatever that they are doing. So again, tapi ada 4 components. One is if possible, kita buat apa yang kita suka. We love, bukan kita suka, we love, we like it so much, whatever that we're doing. So we enjoy, we don't feel like we are working. Second, we must be good at. Ada juga benda yang kita suka, macam saya suka menyanyi, tapi saya tahu saya tak bagus menyanyi, suara saya tak sedap, dan orang takkan suka. Of course, it is satu kita suka. It is all the 4 elements kena ada together, baru it becomes ikigai. One, what we love, what we good at. So we must have certain edge over other people. Otherwise, why should people listen to you, to your singing? Number 3, the world must need. So they must give benefits to the society, to the world at large, that require services. That is so very true. And of course, number 4, you must get paid for it, because otherwise it's unsustainable. Which is, to me, all these 4 elements is very true to come to a true purpose of life that can give you happiness. But again, I'm not. I can say whatever the 4 element is very important components of a true purpose of life. It's just that it falls quite short. One is basically it doesn't have that that moral argument. I'm sorry to say, I've watched some YouTube. Even some people, they enjoy, like, sorry to say, like being prostitute. They just, I don't know, for some reason. Of course, it's, is that okay? But even the Japanese society, I watched that in it's a documentary in Japan. So even society in Japanese, they think that is not a good job. So is that okay for you? That is something that we need to discuss. Of course, sometimes people like, I got friends who, went to church and stuff like that. Also a friend who jual alcohol, but he himself doesn't drink alcohol because it's not good. So probably he love having the business of, let's say, buka disco or bar. Probably he's good at doing that business. Probably the world need drinking, I don't know. They got money for that. So is this ikigai? So then you have to see whether this whole thing can really bring benefits to the society as a whole. But if you Google, even United States, they spend, or the cost of alcohol related expenses or bill, it comes to almost 1 trillion from the loss of productivity, medical expenses. This is not account the broken family, the deaths due to drunkenness and stuff like that. So whether you can call that opening a bar as ikigai and whatnot, probably some people who like to kill people, he got paid, and probably society needs your services and whatnot. So there is no moral argument. Again, if you watch my previous video, I also said, don't get me wrong, I think ikigai is good. But it's just that in certain sense, they like the objective morality in that sense. So what is really good in that good? And you cannot tell that person this is truth and that is not. So again, to me, it likes also, and what happened to the people who are not so fortunate. Probably they are trapped in a war-torn countries. Probably they are sick. So what justice do they have? Even in this world between man and woman, there is that inequalities that probably the man, if I can be direct, enjoy more advantage over woman. And why is that so? So there are many things to me that if life in this world is just that life, to me is grossly unfair. So there must be especially those selfish who don't really think about other people. Those good people are okay, because to me, I really argue that the true purpose of life not only give what the world needs, that also can make this world a better place as a humanity. That's to me is the true purpose of life. I think Ikigai is okay, just that I think it's a false short of answering, i.e. that moral question, also answering whether that we can determine our own purpose. Like I said, I use only the creator of handphone, only the creator of a car, the creator of everything that's supposed to know what are the true functions of that gadget or whatever that thing is. So again, so we'll get the whole picture if I go and I present, I think in the next chapter, how I see it's the true purpose of life from my understanding and from Islamic perspective. I think with that again, thank you very much. Assalamualaikum. Ni hao, jangan lupa untuk subscribe.